Patience really is the key to navigating this human experience, and I've been realizing this more and more lately as I navigate through my journey. I had this analogy come up the other day, and it was about life being somewhat like a radio station, right? And we are essentially just flipping through the channels, skimming through the channels, trying to find ours, trying to find that sweet spot, trying to find what feels good to us, trying to find what feels authentic, and whatever have you. But a lot of the time, as we navigate through life, we find ourselves at different frequencies, at different radio stations that don't necessarily resonate, and that we want to get to the next station. We're waiting to get to ours, waiting to get to ours. But it really is the experiencing the variety of every single station that makes it so much more special when we do get to our station. The truth of the matter is, you're going to get there when you get there. I really think one of the biggest things about patience that we find fear in is that we believe that if we allow patience to come in, that we're going to be waiting a long time. But that's actually not true. When we allow patience, we actually get into a greater flow, which actually clears all delays. The crazy thing is, when we're not patient, we create more delays for ourselves, and that's what slows us down so much. That's why we feel like the process takes so long. But flow happens so naturally, and things happen exactly when they're meant to when you're in this patient state. It's kind of like a woman having a baby, like that 9-month process, that gestation process. It's supposed to happen like it's growing in its perfect flow, right? And that's how we should think about life. If we're over here like stressing and getting upset every single time that we are not on a station that's ours, every single time that we flip to a station and it's not ours, life will become so bleak. We will get discouraged. We might walk away from the radio station. We might, take a second where we're just kind of like, we might even get stuck on one station if we find ourselves being stubborn and hard-headed, whatever have you. But you have to allow yourself to enjoy that flow, because the beauty happens when you are fine with listening to all the different stations, with all of the flows of life that you are taken through, right? But you're able to kind of like seamlessly scroll through the stations. Do you get what I mean? Like, you seamlessly scroll. You go to one, you hear into it, you realize it's not yours, and you go on to the next. But when we get to a station, we hear into it, and we create this whole narrative of like, oh my God, I don't want to be here. This is, why won't I ever reach my station? You see how much time we just took up? You see how we just disrupted the energy? And now we probably are going to cause ourselves to go in the wrong direction, so that we will have to skim through the channels even longer, even more, right? Because we took ourselves off course. When you allow yourself to really just have the acknowledgement that your station is coming, you will find yourself becoming the navigational compass for where you're trying to get. Because, and that's like a message that's coming through right now, if you're able to settle into your own energy enough, you will inevitably be drawn towards the things that are for you, just by way of nature. It's like, that's why we talk about magnetism all the time, because it really is a way of being a magnet. But we can repel ourselves from the very things that are for us, because we take away from our magnetism by becoming doubtful, by becoming agitated and irritated and everything like that. But the patience is the place where calm happens, where peace happens, where you don't have to worry so much. It is the energy that'll bring you the inner knowing that is required to get towards your dreams, guys, okay? So as you're scrolling through the stations, trying to attune to your frequency, to your sweet spot, to the place that you want to be, right? Allow yourself to enjoy the channels that are coming up, and acknowledge that the more that you hear those channels and the subtle nuances and differences between yours, the more that you'll be able to hit that sweet spot. And that when you come to it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that was mine, and I was so ready, and I'm so happy about that, okay? Just think about it in that way. I guess this analogy can play out in so many different ways, but the way that it's coming through for me right now is kind of like a beeper. Like, like those beeper devices, like as you get closer to something, it'll beep more. It's like you start going in one direction, now it's beeping more, 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 more. You need to keep that flow going. But if you like let it start to beep and you get mad here, and now you go over here, and now you go over, you get it, right? Allow yourself to be in that patient space, because the patient space is the space that prevents you from making more mistakes and getting off track. So appreciate that space. Be grateful for that space, because even though it's patient, it does not mean that there will be delays or that it will take longer. It actually means the exact opposite. So as you go into this new year, as you navigate through life in general, whenever you see this, I encourage you to start allowing this energy of patience in, because I guarantee you it's that very patience that's going to bring about that accelerated motion. I hope that resonates for you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.